My inspiration comes from life, it comes from every day. There are moments that find me, and I like to capture intimacy between two figures, whether it's fleeting or not, sexual, non-sexual. That's what I paint. My name is Ian Michael, and the title of my exhibition is Stills. If you take these figures out, it's an abstraction, 100%. Abstraction to me is taking an image down to a point where it's not recognizable anymore, and then being able to build it back up. When I'm working on these figures, sometimes I'm taking these images, I'm abstracting them down to something that is unrecognizable, and then I'm building them back up with all these layers. And within that is when I need to listen. And if I listen right, the painting will speak to me almost like a roadmap, and it will tell me where I need to go. I think listening is a key point of my practice. Like if I don't listen to the painting, and if I'm not willing to make sacrifices in my storytelling, then my painting isn't gonna work. Maybe it'll have too heavy of a story, and it won't have that allowance for the viewer to have their own takeaway. There is an ego, but a softening to the ego. The figure is always painted, and I feel that's a very important part. I need the skin and the skin tone to be alive with movement and excitement. These are the little moments. When I say little moments, the little moments I'm talking about are like how this arm is rested on this, and then just ever so slightly, like those fingertips are barely touching, and then these fingertips are doing the same thing but to the water. So there's that intimate touch here, but it's also happening here and here and here. So there's all these points of the same touch happening. And to me, that's the important part. So once I'm done painting the figure, that's when I'll start to look at all the materials in my studio. You get these sense of depth and perspective, but it's done through material, which that's the only sense of perspective I want to give, is through material. I have tissue papers and fabric and rolls of vintage wallpaper and gold leaf, silver leaf, plastics, screens, all kinds of materials. Bins of clothes. A lot of my material, if it's fabric, is my own clothes that I have worn in the past that I will cut up and repurpose into my painting. I do use certain materials to set a mood or a feeling or a smell or set a scene, really. In this painting, the mood is set by the bed cover, by this wallpaper. It's this floral, so it's soft, it's subtle, it's inviting. This lace fabric, it's so soft and flowy, but this time I didn't want any folds. I needed it to be this flat shape because I really wanted the interaction of this touch, this head rested in this area, and the hand on the stomach, and then the other hand's just rested on the pillow. This painting to me almost has that there is a specific story to tell in each painting. That matters to me, but I don't care if the viewer gets that story. I want them to be able to have their own story from it.